All right, let's get right into it. Today we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most powerful and fascinating characters in the DC animated movie universe, the master magician herself, Zatanna Zatara, specifically from the amazing 2017 film Justice League Dark. The movie kicks off with this terrifying premise that really asks this exact question. What do you do when the world just goes crazy? We see regular people suddenly having these horrific hallucinations, seeing everyone around them as demons, and it's causing chaos everywhere. This isn't a problem you can just punch your way out of. This is something darker, something supernatural, and it calls for a totally different kind of hero. And that's where Zatanna enters the picture. But as we're about to see, she is so much more than a stage performer pulling a rabbit out of a hat. She is the answer to a threat that attacks reality itself. This is her key role in the film, and it's absolutely crucial. When Batman, the guy who relies on logic and evidence, the world's greatest detective, hits a dead end, who does he go to? He seeks out Zatanna. She's the one person he trusts to make sense of the supernatural chaos, basically acting as the perfect translator between his world of science and the dark, messy world of magic. I love this because it really gets to the heart of her character's duality. To the public, she's this huge celebrity, right? A charismatic illusionist who loves the spotlight. But underneath all the showmanship is her real identity. She's a descendant of the Homo Magi, an ancient race of humans with genuine magical abilities. She wields real world-bending power. So, how do you even begin to capture a character that complex visually? Well, let's take a look at her design, which honestly does a perfect job of reflecting that dual nature we were just talking about. The animation style for the DCAMU gives her this really sleek, modern look. She's got that classic raven black hair, those piercing blue eyes. But what the animators nail is her expressiveness. You can literally see her shift from that confident, almost playful smirk of a stage performer to the intense, deadly serious focus of a sorceress deep in magical combat. And her costume? Oh, it's brilliant. It's this perfect blend of showmanship and combat gear. It's basically a modern, functional take on her classic comic book outfit. You've got all the magician elements, the jacket with tails, the corset, but it's streamlined with these thigh-high boots that make it totally practical for the kind of action she sees in the film. But her look is just the beginning. The real secret to her power isn't some trick with smoke and mirrors. It's a very specific, very real form of magic. So Zatanna's magic isn't just about waving her hands around. It's a precise, language-based system called logomancy. The rule is simple. To cast a spell, she has to say what she wants to happen, but backwards. It sounds simple, but in practice, it's an incredibly powerful and versatile tool. Here's how it works. Step 1, she thinks of a command, like bind the demon. Step 2, she says it backwards, denib eth nomid. And step 3, a blast of purple energy erupts and the spell happens. It's such a cool mechanic, a simple rule for some unbelievably complex and powerful magic. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. This system has a critical vulnerability. If she can't speak, she's powerless. It's a weakness that our enemies in the film know all about, and you see them constantly trying to exploit it by gagging her or trying to silence her. It adds this amazing layer of tension to all of her fights. Weakness or not, do not get it twisted. When Zatanna can speak, she is an absolute force of nature. Let's just take a second to appreciate how ridiculously powerful she is on the battlefield. Her highlight reel from this movie is just insane. She conjures a magical sword from nothing to duel the sorcerer Felix Faust. She puts up this enormous energy shield to protect the entire team from a reality-warping bad guy. But the most incredible moment has to be when she takes on two of the heaviest hitters in the entire DC universe at the same time. Seriously, just pause and think about this. A demon possesses both Superman and Wonder Woman, and Zatanna, all by herself, takes them both down with binding spells. She completely neutralizes two of the most powerful beings on the planet. That feat alone puts her in the absolute top tier of heroes, period. But her strength isn't just about raw magical power. What truly makes Zatanna such a great character is her humanity. She is the emotional and, frankly, the moral core of this very, very dysfunctional team. Sure, she's witty, and she's got that stage performer confidence, but she's also deeply compassionate and is constantly worried about the cost of using dark magic. This makes her the perfect person to stand between the cynical, self-destructive John Constantine and the skeptical, grounded Batman. She's the glue holding them together. Her key relationships really tell the whole story. With Batman, it's all about this deep mutual trust. He's the master strategist, but he knows to defer to her expertise on anything magical. And then there's her relationship with John Constantine, which, well, it's a lot more complicated. Their connection is just so messy and real. They have this broken romantic history, and even though she's constantly calling him out on his reckless behavior, she's also described as his conscience. She's the only one who really truly understands the immense weight he carries. It's this tragic, compelling dynamic that really drives the emotional heart of the whole movie. And that kind of brings us to the final thought here. Zatanna can stand shoulder to shoulder with gods and fight demons. But maybe her greatest strength isn't the magic she can unleash, but the compassion and humanity she refuses to let go of. In a world full of monsters, maybe staying human is the most powerful magic of all.